Good morning. It's a fine Saturday and I'm going to the post office to pick up mail that wasn't delivered for various reasons. More than one thing, in fact. So that's fun. But look, it's nice weather. Even if I'll be standing in a queue outside of a post office for the next 20 minutes. And then we're going off to Ricky, visit my parents quickly before the little one arrives, maybe in a couple of weeks.
Welcome to another episode of Toby Stupid Vlog.
Following the evil Richmond upon Thames parking meter man, he's looking for victims. He's like the vampire of car parks. Anyway, I've got my stuff. I think there's some t-shirts and a hard disk. If you're wondering, you probably weren't. So this is the historic entrance gate to Kew Green. We're just going over the railway line. This is what happens when you come out of Richmond Station on the way to St Margaret's and whatnot. I think that's right. I'm trying to get bearings. Yeah, I think that is right. Here it is. This is Kew Green. It's very nice. It's about the most British place you'll ever find, like cricket and pubs and everything. I'm not going this way, I just thought I'd show you because it's a nice day. I've got to wait around for a few minutes whilst Kristal gets petrol. Oh, that looks good. Anyway, moving on. The green! It's nice, isn't it? This is the new paddock at the top of Uphill Rise, what was formerly the field that backed onto my old school. And is now 4 houses.
I think so, yes.
Hello and good afternoon. Do you like my Daft Punk Guy Manuel Dom Christo t-shirt? It's quite big, I can't zoom out. It's his helmet, isn't it? Anyway, I've got one for each of them because I couldn't choose. So that's fun. Anyway, I'm going to go and buy some lunch before we head out. I've just been reading board papers for this Thursday's board meeting and my head's a little bit frazzled. But I've only got to hold, 200 pages in my mind whilst doing my last week at Global. So how hard can that be? Anyway. The weather's deteriorated a bit, which is a bit of a shame. It's warm but a bit grey. I was hoping, I'd leave work and it'd be summer and I could actually go outside with the camera and, film things and stuff. So, I'm still hopeful, but not as hopeful as I was yesterday. Welcome to Random Monday. It's Monday the 10th of June 2013 and I'm now going to visit my nephew who was born at 2:30 this afternoon up there in Kingston Hospital. Which is very exciting. I've got 4 days left of work. I'm thinking this is going to be quite a busy week. Yes, it is. Although I'm not going to be the one not sleeping. So, pros and cons. So this is exciting. It's a lovely day. We're going to go and have to find them in a massive hospital, which is going to be slightly more challenging. See how we do.
It just occurs to me, I don't know when to change him, when to feed him, when to do any of these things.
He'll let you know.
I think, just working.
Here's your dad, and that's your dad.
So that was exciting, wasn't it? I'm actually somebody's uncle. Wow. Don't really have much more to add at the moment. He doesn't have a name as yet. Well, in fact, by the time you're watching this, he almost certainly does have a name. So for that reason, I'm now going to put it up. And the title's below. There we go. But I don't know it right this moment. So I'm, anyway, last few days in work. Knew it was going to happen this week. It was inevitable. I'm now off to go and get some new glasses because it turns out I was blind after all. Good morning. It's Wednesday. It's Race for Life Day. Or, in other words, it's, 3 days until I leave. But who's counting? So there we go, and nephew update. Yeah, you're going to get these sporadically, probably, for the rest of time. he has a name, which is very exciting. His name is Walter Isaac Dollier. Isaac being a family name that goes back about 400 years. And Walter is an awesome name in my opinion for a number of reasons, but I do not yet know the logic behind the name, so I'll update you when I do.
Hello, Putney, please.
So I got the Thames Clipper down to Battersea because it's more fun than a train, isn't it? The weather's still very miserable, you wouldn't know it's the middle of June. But yeah, I'm here for Race for Life. Kristal's running 5k here tonight, and then in a month's time she's running the 10k at Hyde Park on the same day as Heart in the Park, no less. And Mr. Anstice is down here somewhere as well. I'll probably hear him if I took these off. No, I'll leave them on. So yeah, he's warming up everybody and getting them ready for the run. But yeah, the bike journey's really nice, especially if you're slightly tired. It kind of rocks you backwards and forwards. You're like, oh, this is nice. Anyway, enough poodling around. I need to actually find where Kristal is. Hence, the iPhone, the power of the Find My Friends thing cannot be underestimated when there's this many people. Never have you seen so much chaos as the start of a Race for Life event, because obviously there's 3 different paces of people. There's the runners, the joggers and the walkers. Technically you're allowed to dance as well, but they don't have their own flag. And they all have to go through here. There's about 3,000 women lining up to the start. You can see the runners' flag disappearing in the distance. And it will go from a field absolutely filled with people to empty in not a lot of time at all. And then 35 minutes later to an hour, they'll all be back again.
Lucy.
Lucy.
Susie.
Susie.
Sam.
Sam. Jasmine. 3, 2, 1. Anne. And
Julia.
And Julia, of course, because that's your name on the front there. I could have read that. And look, and all 3,000 of you behind our front row on the start line. This is all looking fantastic. I think this is the best crowd I've seen for a Race for Life in Battersea Park since I've been doing it. 10, 8, 7. Don't forget to wave. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. The hooah doesn't work. Doesn't matter. Off you go. Do it. Give us a wave. Hello. You're all fantastic. I'll see you at the finish line in 5 kilometres, 3 miles.
Can you see that all those snails? They're all snails. They're all coming out of that bush there. And they're going across the lawn there as well. And they're going under my feet here. There's one. There's more. And they're all heading into the ivy there. Let's do a snail's eye view.
Can we explain what's going on here? So this, what Nick's doing here is demonstrating exactly what it's like if you were in Ibiza and Cher's Believe came on.
It's just too nice.
One of Hart's other presenters finds this is the top Ibiza tune of all time. Cher Believe.
So, penultimate day finished, one more day in the office. I've got to go home by Teddington because I have a board meeting there tonight at 7. So that'll be a couple of hours, as it is every quarter. And tomorrow's the last day, which hasn't really sunk in. And the reason for that is I have far too much work to do tomorrow to make it realistically a normal sort of casual last day. So I was thinking probably Saturday or maybe Monday when I don't get up. Oh, Leicester Square, how I'll miss you. Not even slightly. As a location, people always say, oh, how amazing. Work in Leicester Square. Not so much. Don't get me wrong, passing through, perfectly nice, but the reality is, Leicester Square is sort of, if you take away the grass and the trees, it's basically just Watford High Street. Chain pubs, chain takeaway joints, and cinemas. And it's nothing like London at all. London is much nicer than this. So, there's my thoughts on that. But the weather's nice, isn't it?
So, this man here leaves us today. He's been here, well, in various different company guises for 11 years. Yeah. Started out at GWR. Yeah.
Yeah. I can say yes after all these. Yes.
GCAP. Global. Yeah. What was the first thing you did at GWR?
I went to a meeting with my soon-to-be boss, who some of you here may know, and
Who's that?
her name was Jo Littlehales. You may remember her from a very large fine. And she explained to me what radio is in the most basic terms I've ever heard.
What is it?
Well, I can't remember the exact words, but it was somewhat like being in kindergarten. It was an interesting meeting, let's put it that way. I don't think I particularly learnt anything at that point.
What have you learned? And what would you say you've learned now for all those years? From the
Read the imp. It was a good year. Patience goes a long, long, long way.
We're dealing with
Everyone.
You know you're being filmed, so you're
Yeah.
very careful about what you say.
No, I think that is probably the best asset you can have is patience, because it can get very frustrating at times.
So, this man here leaves us today. He's been here, well, in various different company guises for 11 years.
Yeah.
Started out at GWR. Yeah.
Yeah. I can say
GCAP.
yes after all these. Yes.
GCAP. Global. Yeah. What was the first thing you did at GWR?
I went to a meeting with my soon-to-be boss, who some of you here may know, and
Who's that?
her name was Jo Littlehales. You may remember her from a very large fine. And she explained to me what radio is in the most basic terms I've ever heard.
What is it?
Well, I can't remember the exact words, but it was somewhat like being in kindergarten. It was an interesting meeting, let's put it that way. I don't think I particularly learnt anything at that point.
What have you learned? And what would you say you've learned now for all those years? From the
Read the imp. It was a good year. Patience goes a long, long, long way.
We're dealing with
Everyone.
You know you're being filmed, so you're
Yeah.
very careful about what you say.
No, I think that is probably the best asset you can have is patience, because it can get very frustrating at times.
The last few years have been looking after the Gold Network, where we have 1.3 million mad listeners. We have almost a letter from each and every one of them in here.
They are special.
They say some really interesting things. They're very special.
In spider writing.
Yes.
In spidery writing or old typewriter type.
Some of them are amazing.
There are loads. You seriously need to have a look at some of these because you won't believe them. Here's one. Dear sir, please excuse my writing and spelling if it's applicable. I listened to Gold from 0600 to 0700 a day, and what did I hear? I'm Paul Coy. 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 That's what he said.
The real frustration is he didn't say the station name clearly once.
No. That is a kind of shit you put in there. I've forgotten the remember seeing this before. But it's
Yeah,
fantastic.
it's
It's absolutely
That's why they're
brilliant.
giving it away. They don't want to never see it
And
again.
someone just sent an envelope in with a picture of Joseph McElderry, a cutout, just in an envelope. That's all.
Didn't you give us Jamie McElderry himself?
I think I've got everything off my chest in the last 6 months, you know. I feel like I'm cathartically
Coming
cleansed.
forward, aren't
Yeah, you know me. I'm or never speak my mind. So why start now? To me, Heart is the greatest radio brand ever. Full stop. You will hear different things from different people in this building, but that's my opinion. And the reason is it's an unbelievably powerful brand. When it's done right, nothing comes close. And what I would say is, you're the guardians of this brand. It's not anybody else. You're the people who work on it day to day. It's your job to ensure that it is as good as it can possibly be. Because when it's good, it's unbeatable. And really, remember that. That is your only focus. And that's the thing that I think is when you get it right, it's the most amazing feeling in the world. So, you know, don't let anything stand in your way. Make
Can
it
we
happen.
phone you if we have a problem?
Yeah. Please.
You can phone me. I'm not.
Of course, with this man, Toby.
His copy of Fast Forward magazine, because that's his only copy of Fast Forward magazine. So there we go. I've handed everything back. I've handed everything over, I think. It's that nagging feeling. So now I'm going to go for a drink, because there's really nothing better to do at this point. Cheers.